Okay, we've cut all these pieces off, and I left this stuff alone for now. We're going to have to put a railing on inside and outside here, so I won't finish those till I've got the railing in place, can get them all off even. Next thing we did was they provide this little jig-a-ma-jig here to mark the level that we want the rubbing strake at. So we just go all the way around using this to mark the level. And as you can see back here, I've had some strips soaking. You're really going to have to soak well, because the rubbing strake, we're going to run it from the halfway mark so that it comes all the way around here and to there, so we don't have a joint here at the back. So we're going to have to bend the dickens out of this on the back end here. So I got to heat up the bender and whatnot, and I'll get that on, and we'll just take a look at it at that point, just before. I guess at that point it'd be just about ready to paint the red on the bottom of the hull anyway. All right, got the strake on, clamped. I want to get that, let that dry for a while. I thought, in the interest of full disclosure, I'll show you in the process of that, we ended up breaking this deck truss here. Fortunately, it came off pretty cleanly. So what I'm going to do is just basically glue this back in there. A little CA. So basically, mistakes usually can be fixed. Get your fingers stuck to it though. That CA can be a real pain to work with. All right, now that's going to be reinforced when the deck sits on there. Also, I discovered on cutting this all off and looking at the deck, some of these planks did not snuggle up to the, like this, to the ribs. So basically I snuck a shim in here that once the cap is put on the rail, that should take care of that. Same another spot over here. So everything doesn't go perfectly, but I don't do this as a business, so I do it for pleasure. So whatever makes me happy, I guess, is what's going to happen. So I'm going to let this stuff all set up for a while and get reset. What did I say? I was going to look into painting next. All right, we've got the rubbing strake in place. So now it's time to try and fit the deck. This took quite a bit of finagling. Each of these little grooves here are meant to line up with the ribs here, and quite a few of them were kind of out of whack. So I just had to go through and widen some here and there until I could get it all to sit down. Basically, I had to start at the back and make sure this piece was stuck down there, and then gradually work everything down up below me here. Keep going down until you can see we've got it sitting on the crossbar there. Look back in here, make sure it's down, up ahead. All right. And I think we're going to have to try and clamp it down on the deck there in places, but we got it fitted in there. I'm gonna hold off on gluing it down just yet. In the meantime, our next move is going to be placing these small strips on the inside in between each of these ribs, and one on the outside along here, so that basically we form a base that we can put the cap rail on. So we're gonna might as well do that. Maybe a better get the deck done before I do that, because it might, with a piece stuck on here, it might be in the way getting it on and off. So I'm gonna glue the deck in and I'll be back. Okay, I finished putting in all the inside strips here. While we're at it, I also put at the base where the deck meets the side another piece of strip, just to make it look a little more complete without seeing that seam. And I've started to add the outer strip here. I'm using the CA on this. Just so it dries quicker. let that dry. Decide where to go from here. So we've got the bulwark rails done, both sides. Little special piece down at the bottom. We're going to let this all dry. I think the next step we're going to get into is painting. And the paint scheme is pretty typical. There's red below the waterline. This is going to be black above, and the inner bulwarks here are going to be white. I'm going to leave the deck alone. And then all the superstructure stuff will come after that, I think. So, when we get this all ready for some paint, maybe we'll make a short video of that.